How was your session today? I know you spoke around
product thinking done
yes,
right.
product thinking, fake timelines, and that was what caught my attention.
Okay. Yes. It went well. I hope people enjoyed.
Yes, I did. Well, I did.
Thank you.
And I had a question, but I was just going to wait for this time to ask you a question. I think there's this one major approach we take to product in Nigeria is usually the traditional waterfall method. Okay. Yes. So how do you see bringing in this agile mindset and technology in terms of deadlines and deliverables? I know somebody asked the question on how where many managers want to see the full timeline for the entire project, right? Now, I want to ask a question. Is it realistically, can we be realistic that the traditional waterfall method is going to go away in the next 5 years?
Yeah, I firmly believe that will go away in 5 years. Also, it depends on which part of the world we are from. So, for example, I spoke from UK with 20 years of experience. And for me in UK, 80% of the organizations already ditch waterfall. It's a lot of transformation, but doesn't mean everywhere in the world happens the same way. And that's why my belief is we start from where we are. So yes, let's talk about Nigeria now. Yes, based on the audience feedback, and they are more into waterfall approach, long-term planning. And let's not forget, this is all done by experienced by other parts of the world, and they inspected, they adapted. So that's my empirical evidence that it will happen even in Nigeria as well. Because what is good about Nigeria is, I read a lot of startup culture is coming up. So when there is a startup culture, you go into the long-term planning, that means you already lost to the competition. So you need to have that smaller iterations, inspect, build, adapt. This is where our mantra should be. So 100% here for me, I'm confident it will go.
Yes, and I will agree with you too, because I've experienced waterfall project delivery and also Agile, and I would prefer Agile. But then there's another angle to it. In a culture where we have leadership, whereby they are all about, we want to see the entire timeline, like she mentioned. How do you navigate that kind of culture whereby leaders are saying that, we want you to set a particular deliverable timeline and we should see it? If you were let's say in Nigeria now, you had a team, how would you navigate that culture, leadership culture?
Oh, absolutely. So I'm now in Nigeria, I'm wearing a Nigerian hat as well. So I speak from this context. So one thing in my experience is, no matter what, whoever is the leader, the first thing is, my mantra is start from where you are, or start from where we are. So we need to accept whatever it is. And that's our starting point. That's the first thing. There is no point talking about it works better in some other part of the world, let's do it. That doesn't work. So start from where we are. And from there, the second point is, for me, the only way to earn trust, this is totally my experience, is to deliver stuff. Without delivering, you speak how many books, knowledge, or AI, it doesn't matter. We need to deliver. And obviously, we know that in your context, if you're planning for the whole 1 year, you can't deliver that immediately. So it is, what is the tiniest thing, in 2 weeks you can deliver it, earn some trust. Then deliver another thing, earn some trust. Then come to the table and share the problems, what you faced. And that's where the leadership may listen, because they respect you because you're delivering. Without delivering, if you talk, they don't respect you. And this is what I would start my practical ways.
I would agree with you, because I saw an illustration somewhere about Agile whereby they say you want to build a motor, let's say you want to build a car right now, and you start delivering by maybe a scooter. After a scooter, you deliver a bicycle. After a bicycle, then you're going to a bike. Then after that, you're going to a car. Then that can build trust with leadership that, okay, he has done something before, so we can trust him to want to do the next thing and to want to do the next thing. That really makes so much sense now with your explanation. So the last two questions for now. Has there been a time whereby you say that you guys had deadlines? You already had deadlines and timelines. And then you get to maybe a part and you're like, what were we thinking when we brought about this timeline? Because you've not finished the project delivery. Has there been a time like that? And how did you navigate it? Did you push up deadlines? Did you reduce dates? Did you?
Yeah, okay. So for me, first of all, so that the deadline concept comes from like American military or something where there is a line. If you cross the line, you are dead.
Yes.
That's the deadline. So I'll put that in a way like, milestones, or let's say milestones. Yeah. So it's all about I was talking in my session as well about iron triangle of project management, where you have your fixed scope, fixed budget, and fixed timeline. So when you can't move your timeline and you can't adjust your scope and budget, one thing is bound to happen. You compromise on quality. So the quality suffers. That's where it is. And that's the reason we don't want to go in the traditional ways of waterfall and project management. So the professional Scrum or Agile is all about one of those parameters, because for us, quality is the most important thing. And to achieve that quality, you need to have room for negotiation on one of the parameters. It can be scope, it can be timeline, or it can be budget. But if you talk about each sprint, the thing which you normally negotiate is the scope. Why? Because your 2-week sprint, let's say, timeline is fixed, budget is fixed because your salaries and all that. And then the scope is where you're negotiating. And to come to your point, did I ever experience where the timeline has moved? In my experience, at least my thing, the timeline has never moved, because I remember I work with UK government quite a lot, and government, some minister has already made a decision. And so I'm speaking to Nigeria now, the people in Nigeria. I am with you as well. We have some ministers made decisions. The timeline is there, announced, we need to hit it. But here, what do? We negotiate the scope. We do what we can, and we don't negotiate the scope on day one. And this is what ties back to my previous answer. We deliver whatever we can, sprint after sprint. Then we build the trust. And then we sit on the table and we talk, hey, this is not going to happen for your benefit. And what is the most important things you need to have? And that's where you do the things in a practical way.
Okay. Now, you've just helped me with a project that I'm currently working on.
Okay,
so now I know better that instead of pushing timelines forward or reducing it, just change the scope.
Yes, change the scope. And initially your leadership may not agree with that.
They won't.
Don't talk about scope at the day one. That's my hint, to people here, you need to just go and do what you can. Mm-hmm. Then there is some camaraderie, the trust is built, and then you sit and explain. Yeah,
but it's also, like you said, it's also important to deliver incrementally.
Absolutely.
Very, very important to it. Thank you so much.
Thank you
for that short but very insightful thoughts that you shared with me. So my last question is, if there is somebody there's somebody listening to us right now, what is that one lesson you would want them to take home when it comes to timelines, deliverables, milestones? What is something that they should not forget when they are doing their project delivery and the likes?
Yes. One thing is definitely focus on quality, never compromise. And always remember, you're starting from where you are. So one little step improvement is an achievement. The other thing is, a lot of people, there is an anti-pattern. People rush in picking work. They start doing work. They pick item A, item B, item C. So they start, they never finish. So my advice would be, start finishing and stop starting. So that's where you go and achieve your targets.
Okay. Stop finishing.
Start finishing.
And stop starting. So that you don't just jump on the next one without completing.
One example where a developer picks item 1, item 2, item 3. But they're starting all work, but they're never finishing. So when you pick so many things, time is lost in context switching. One simple example for the users. This is what I do with the leadership coaching as well. So when you work on 2 goals at a time, what happens? You lose time in context switching and your delivery will be delayed. For example, simple example, if you have a pen and paper, imagine you have an alphabet goal and you have a number goal. So now I'll ask you to work on 2 things at a time. So write A, 1, B, 2, C, 3, like that, Z, 26. That time it. And now you write A to Z, 1 to 26. This is quicker, one thing at a time. Why? Because you always lose time in context switching. That's why when people work on multiple items, or when a person is shared across multiple teams, and this is where the time is lost in context switching, it's more delays. So it's a trade-off, like, so at least you need to accept that you are sharing people. That means there is some time is lost in context switching.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ravi. Thank you so much. I've learned something and I've taken something home already. Thank you. It was nice having you here. And I still do hope you enjoy your stay in Nigeria. Nigeria is beautiful.
And thank you to you, and thank you, Nigeria.
Right.
I'm looking forward for another session,
looking
another
forward to
time.
see you in the next Scrum
absolutely.
2027.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.